Perfect. Although the camera's going to be a little bit blurry because it's through Discord and I'm streaming the display capture. Weird. Very annoying. That's okay though.
You could always open up another camera and convert it to be bigger than your like at the same size as the camera on Discord.
True.
That way it looks better.
True. Captain, what's going on? Okay, we're live. Guys, we are live. What is going on? It's the real Laxx with episode 2 of the Laxx cast. I am obviously the real Laxx, which is why you're here to check it out. And I am here with our special guest, Alpha's Army. Alpha, tell them what's up, man.
How y'all doing today?
Yo, 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 yo. Oh, apparently they can't hear you. Hang on.
Really? Somebody.
Now they should be able to.
Hopefully.
That should be fine now.
Let's close that now.
So you guys should be hearing both of us. I want to make sure we can. It should be fine. Now you can. Okay, perfect. Good deal. Guys, what is going on? Again, this is Laxx cast number 2. I'm here with your man, the legend, Alpha's Army. And he looks beautiful in his red shirt.
I try my best.
Guy with the best hairline on Twitch.
That's not true. Could be a lot better.
Oh, so we're going to take off episode 2. I told you guys from the last episode last night what we were going to do with this channel. So we're going to work in some interviews. We're going to start really branding the channel and branching out and supporting the streamers that come in and support us. And I'll tell you what, from the start of it, Alpha has pretty much been here. We became friends early on, started networking a little bit, became friends, found out we have a lot of really weird similarities in our lives. High five, though. Oh, ow! That was a good one. Oh.
A pie?
Okay.
That side?
On the side? Okay.
Down low?
Down low. Too slow. Oh, we got you. Go do it to mom. Yeah.
Go do it to mom. I love it.
You know, you're gonna do what you gotta do.
That's fair.
Nutella, thank you for the host. And Captain, thank you for the host. But anyway, as I was saying, Alphas and I, we started networking a little bit, or I guess I started networking with Alphas because he was very busy at this point in time.
That was a very stressful time.
Yeah. And I watched the whole thing go down too, and it was amazing. But we'll get into that. So we're going to hit Alphas with some interview questions and stuff, and as you guys can see, you can check out all of his stuff at Alpha's Army on his Twitter, and you can check out all of his other links. Alphas, before we start all this, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's all Alpha's Army, except for on Instagram, which is Alpha's Army on Twitch. That's the only one that's different. So it's pretty easy to find.
Oh, good branding tactic. Make it the same across the board.
Yep.
I like it. So some of you guys have been watching Alpha, some of you guys have been watching both of us. So some of you guys know quite a bit about both of us and what we do. For those of you who do not know, that is what we are here to do. We're going to fill you in on a little bit of Alpha, where he comes from, what he does, and what he's going to do. So let's get into some of the questions. We went over your gamer tag stuff. The gamer tag is Alpha's Army. You can find that on, you said Twitter, on Twitch. You said Instagram was what again?
Alpha's Army on Twitch.
Alpha's Army on Twitch. No, Tigress, this is not Fortnite. This is the Laxx cast episode 2. How you doing, by the way? All right, let's get into the next question, man. So what is your primary platform, or do you have just a primary, or do you have other platforms that you stream from?
So I stream mainly from Twitch. Obviously, I put content onto my YouTube as I find it to put on there. But then I also post clips and stuff like that to my Instagram, my Twitter, and then I'm also branching over to Facebook as far as posting clips there.
Nice. Going all the way across the board, man.
Yep.
So you'd say your primary is just mainly been Twitch, but you're starting to, I kind of see where you're kind of like branching out quite a bit, and you're starting to realize the relevance in getting your content across all the platforms.
Yes.
It's a good idea. So for those of you new streamers who are just up and coming or wanting to really increase your brand and increase your outreach, that's something that I always try to teach everybody, or at least tell everybody, is you need to make
start
sure
it now, or you won't do it later.
right, do
It's
it,
a pain to learn.
do it early, and do it as early as possible. When you get too busy to do these kind of things, you won't have the time to do it. But all of those things are free to use, so utilize them.
Yep.
Use them to your benefit. They're free. Let them be free and let them work for you for free. Up and coming right here. Oh, we all are, man. I'm up and coming too, and that's what we're here to do. Emmett Gaming just cheered 5 bits. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I like the little faces too. That's cool. So, what's your main game, or what games do you play?
Okay, so as of right now, my main game is Fortnite, but I have been kind of branching out a little bit, going over to like Destiny 2, as they're about to release a new DLC, and they're making a lot of changes that are kind of making the game fun to play again.
Nice.
Then I played a little bit of Black Desert Online here lately. But as far as games, yeah, that's about it with those 3.
Okay, cool. So like Fortnite has been basically like your main
Yes.
game. I mean, I totally understand Destiny. I've been there, and I was there at year 1, and since I loved Destiny, got out of it, and I'm having a hard time really getting back into it.
I can understand that. It's a very different game to what we were used to from Destiny 1
Yes.
with the way that they designed it. But on the bright side, as far as the PvP stands, they recently brought in the lead developer from Destiny 1 for PvP. They are giving us 3-shot hand cannons back. They're making it to where people die faster.
Nice.
They are giving us what we want back.
That's.
So that is the reason I'm going back to it.
I think that's probably something people like myself just wanted it to remain because it was good, and then they took it and they changed it and they turned Trials into like this 4v4,
which Trials is interesting. It's not really worth it right now because it's more of a hassle than anything else, and it's not worth what you get.
Yeah, and that's a good way to describe the whole process of D2. Is it's been a hassle, man, and I want to love the game so much. I want to, and I can't yet. I'm not ready for it,
I can understand that.
But since Fortnite is your main game, I kind of want to allude to that a little bit more. What got you really interested into Fortnite? What about it was the thing that really locked you into it?
Okay, well, as far as PC gaming goes, Fortnite was the first game I ever really played on PC. The aspect of being able to build and shoot and do everything to kind of defend yourself, even though someone might have the upper ground on you, was it kind of drew me in. So I took my time to learn it. I use a freaking mouse that has 12 keys on it, which is, for what I understand, kind of insane.
That is insane.
But it's more or less what kind of drew me to the game was the fact that there was somewhat of a skill gap. I mean, right now there's not, but there's definitely still a bit of a draw, but at the same time they've got a lot of things right now.
Yeah. Actually, can we take a look at that mouse? That thing looks really interesting from a distance. That's a Corsair, right?
Yes, it's the Corsair Scimitar.
Nice, man.
It's got 12 buttons all across the left side that I hit with my thumb.
I have no idea how you would even begin to do that. I have the 2 on the side. I have 4
lots of practice.
Yeah.
It took me forever to not fat finger the entire thing whenever I first started.
I'm also kind of curious as to why my kids just like walk around saying "ow."
I
don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's about his bedtime, so he's starting to act out a little bit. I think.
Yes.
The Laxx Junior podcast coming soon.
I like it.
You have the same mouse? Nice, dude. What is the topic? Milo, we don't really have a topic. Today is just an interview with Alpha. We're going to get to know him a little bit and talk about what he's doing, what he's into.
Before anyone asks, yes, I do. I do drink out of a full gallon of water.
Well, sir, cheers, because I'm celebrating with some whiskey.
Heck, I might go get some whiskey then. Who knows?
But no, I agree with you totally on the Fortnite platform. Adding the building aspect into the game was something. Honestly, it was revolutionary for BRs,
Yes,
and
it really was.
and
It gave the game a three-dimensional look. It made it to
yeah,
where people don't just randomly sit in the house and say, "Ha ha ha! You didn't expect me to be around that corner," and you shot in the face with a shotgun. Feels bad.
and it gives people an opportunity to, just because you're good with a gun in a game doesn't mean that you're gonna win every match. I mean, you have to have another subset of skills, which is the whole building process, which is an entirely another game inside the game itself. And
Yes, that's except for the saying that was used in this game whenever they first kind of put it out was a good builder with decent gun skills would beat a bad builder with no gun skill with great gun skills. That's not the case right now.
I was
Right
gonna
now,
say,
you don't even need to build. Really, just blow it up with some C4 and shoot them down with a P90, and game over. You win.
I think like I would say right around like season 3, season 4 was when it was like really good. I don't want to like use that word peak because that kind of implies that it's like on a slow decline.
Yeah,
But at the same
I would
time,
say that they're at a plateau of what they need to do.
Yeah.
They need to make some changes.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. I like the whole aspect that there's like a storyline inside the game too, which is really cool. But there's not much interactivity with it. You know, there's this whole time travel aspect, but we don't get to like be hands-on particularly with that in the game. Besides like jumping into a rift, you know, we as the BR squad inside the map don't have a way to alter or change time or do any of that stuff. That would that would be really cool if we could have just a little bit more. I think.
I'd agree to that. I mean, as of right now, we're basically just bystanders in the world watching things go down.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like everything around us is burning, and we're here with our guns saying, "Oh no, this is fine."
Yep. Hey, I'm just saying, for an apocalyptic world, these people aren't losing weight, and it's impressive.
That's true. That's because there's apples everywhere on the ground.
Oh, that's fair. Apples and mushrooms.
Oh, Varales with a raid with 3 viewers. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to the Laxx cast. We're here again with our buddy Alpha's Army. He is. I'm the man, the myth, and the beard. He's the man, the myth, and the legend. And you're muted, I think, man.
Yeah, I was responding to something
okay.
like that. That way we didn't talk over each other.
I figured. Okay. So let's go a little bit into. I think the viewers are here because we want to know about you. Hang on just 1 second here. Miss B, thank you for the follow. Oh, it's a V-Ray. Is that what we call it?
I like it.
Yeah. Sorry for the ow 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 series in the background. My bad. But let's get in a little bit more into about who you are, and aside from Alpha the streamer, I'd like to know, and the crowd would like to know more about Alpha person. So how long have you been streaming for?
Okay, so let's start this back at my very beginning of streaming. I ran a duo stream for Destiny 1 with my friend Chronic. It was the Alpha and Chronic duo stream. We ran that whole thing. Wasn't very successful. So I decided to kind of venture off on my own. That would have been, I made this account last August, at the end of August, but I didn't really start using it until the end of November. So that was at the end of November. I came up with the name Alpha's Army. I got affiliated within 2 weeks of starting. I did at the very beginning of December. I believe December 2nd is whenever I got affiliated. So about 9 months of streaming is what I'm at right now.
And it didn't really take you very long to get affiliated then.
No, it did not.
Which is really, especially now, is kind of unheard of. It's tough, man. It's really tough. Sorry, I was reading the chat there. But that's difficult. Even like for me too, I had a lot of difficulty trying to just get to that affiliation. I worked for I think like 9 months. So I think a little less. I think it was like 7 or 8 months to get affiliated. And I got to a point where I was just like grinding and grinding. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this every day until I get it. And I did. And I've heard of people like yourself who just make a really good impact, and that affiliation comes pretty quick. but with all of that, with the affiliation and stuff, I mean, what's your secret for people who themselves want to pursue the affiliation or partner or what have you?
So I networked a lot starting off, and even now with the amount of people that I've talked to, getting to know, building relationships and stuff like that. There's probably been at least 6 different communities on Discord that I've been a part of that have helped me with follows, being in my channel, chatting it up and everything. Like across the board, there's been tons that have came and go. Like now I'm part of Team Savage. I'm around you guys all the time. I have Salty Sports, which is the gaming organization that I'm part of their stream team. So I have that. There's another one that I've been inside the Discord for a little bit called Hell's Army. He's another streamer. His name's Hell's Gate. He's really active on Twitter. That's how I found him. Great streamer, great community. Really, when it comes down to it, just networking and getting to know other people.
And you gotta admit, Hell's Army, that guy's packing a punch now on social media.
Yes, he is.
Doing a good
The
job.
guy, basically anything he touches turns to gold right now, for what I'm noticing.
That's my understanding too. He's doing a really good job. So it's good that you're somewhat in there with that circle too, because it's a good circle to be in. I understand. There's a lot of places you can go with your social media that will take you to the bad parts of social media. I think that's not one of them. One of the guys in chat says it almost looks like you're sitting in a meditation pose, like that Zen pose, you know. That's how he plays his games, guys. He doesn't even touch.
Yeah, little do y'all know, I don't actually use this mouse or this keyboard. I sit here like this. I like tuck my feet in, and we're like, oh, like doing this, and the keys move themselves. That's why I don't use a keyboard game.
Completely chi-based gameplay, you guys. It's amazing. I've seen it a million times.
Alpha Zenyatta. Yes.
So we covered basically a little bit about all of your streaming stuff and how long you've been streaming for, but outside of that, a little more. Let's go a little bit further into like who you are, man. I mean, what was it like growing up for you? What kind of what kind of upbringing did you have? What did you do with your life growing up?
Okay, so I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, and by small town I mean like 14,000 people small. I played sports all the way through school, so that was a big part of my life. I was the middle child of 3, got an older brother, younger sister. I've been working my whole life. Literally, as soon as I was big enough to push a lawnmower, I was pushing the lawnmower, mowing the lawn. So it's one of those things like working and grinding away at a job really hasn't been something new to me because of sports, schoolwork, and just about anything in life. So I just kind of applied all of that to my streaming, and here we are.
It just kind of it's weird to look at that and be like, yeah, I was like a 3 or 4 sport athlete all my life, and now I play video games. How does that transition happen?
It's all the same. In all reality, when it comes down to it, a grind is a grind. You just have to learn how to apply yourself.
That's true. That's very true. I think that was one of the things you and I talked about a while back. What we had in common was the whole we played sports and worked our butts off all of our lives. So I'm very much right there with you with that understanding.
Yeah, because I played football all the way through middle school, high school, and then even into college.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things that grinding hard enough and it pays off.
It's true. It's very, very true. And I remember specifically a lot of the times I got wise to Dad finally when he was asking, like, oh, you got a lot of energy, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, good. And, you like hand me a shovel or something and like tell me to work.
Yeah, been there.
I remember that at a very early age in my life, but it adds a good quality for a person growing up, understanding the idea of hard work, because obviously that translates to your channel too, because you've been ingrained with that as a young kid with your life growing up, and that was one of the morals that was instilled in you from a young age. So you're right, it does transfer over, because I mean, you got to admit, streaming on any platform is a grind. every single day.
Yes. Streaming in general, even for the top streamers, is a grind. Regardless of what people like to think, it's not all sunshines and rainbows.
No, it is not. And if that's like the one key thing that any of you guys watching today take out of this, is exactly what you just said, is that this is not all sunshine and rainbows. And for those of you who have seen my other IRL stuff, I will tell you every single time that it is a grind. And you can't just expect to be good at a video game, turn on a camera, and expect it to work.
Yep. Like I've said before, it doesn't make you a streamer because you get on behind in front of the camera and you press the live button. It makes you a streamer because you make it. You don't even have to make it. You grind out. You take the time to get to know the community. That is what makes a streamer, not just because you can press live and do your thing.
Very true. It's hard to have that understanding, especially for brand new people, where they're just like, huh, I thought I could just play this game, and there's so much more to it. And I think for some it can turn a lot of people away from it, but I think for other people they're kind of finding out that there is a real viable option for them to have a career to do something that they love to do.
Yep.
We all, we're all in the same age range, and I grew up, I think my first platform that I played on was a regular Nintendo, and I remember specifically,
Nintendo.
Yes, and my very, very first game was Super Mario 3. Still my favorite game to this day, and I have that memory as a young kid, and so many of us do, and it's so cool that we're able to grow up. I'm 30 years old now, and I'm still playing video games, and I still love them. It's awesome. Why not get paid for it? Why not get affiliated? Why not build a following? Why not build a community?
I want to answer a statement that Faith put in there that I think the moment you start streaming is no longer about you; it's about your audience.
Yeah.
That's one side of the coin. It's one side of the coin, because when it comes down to it, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't perform. Because when it comes down to it, being on a stream, that's a performance. That is putting yourself in front of people. May it be just one person, but you're still putting yourself out into the public. So you have to be able to take care of yourself to be able to take care of the audience as well. So yes, streaming part of it, yes, it's going to be mainly going after taking care of your audience that you have. But the one thing that every streamer seems to struggle with, self-care. Take care of yourself. Take a day off.
Sometimes you have to, and then sometimes you're a ninja and you take a day off and lose 40,000 subs. So
yeah, that happens.
But I think you and I don't have to worry about that for me probably ever. You anytime soon, me probably never. I'll never have to worry about that.
I don't say I'm going to have it very soon. I think I have a long grind before I ever get there.
I think we all do, man. I think we all do. Oh, I got some biddies. Oh, from Andrew. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for checking in to the Laxx cast. And guys, do me a big solid here. And I'm trying to build the Laxx cast hashtag. That's hard to say. Laxx cast hashtag. Wow. Out on Twitter.
Hashtag. That's weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to build that out on the Twitterverse. So if you guys don't mind, those of you watching, shout this out. Shout this out that I'm checking out the Laxx cast with Alpha's Army here. Exactly. Get on your phones or PCs, whatever, shout it out. Let's build the community up a little bit, because the more exposure that we can give to these channels and do these interviews for people like Alpha who want to work their butts off and want to make this a viable career, the more that we'll have to offer them and give them more exposure to that. So you guys know that I really like to give back, and you guys know that I like to help people out and do these kind of things, but I cannot do that literally without your guys' help. So I very much appreciate that. Get out on your social media and, like Griff said, push it real good. So for you specifically, since you're primarily on Twitch, man, what really made you gravitate? What pulled you into Twitch? I mean, there's so much opportunity out there now for other platforms and stuff. What keeps you there?
Honestly, obviously it was the first one I started on. But it would be back last year, actually around this time, I got on Twitch and I saw another content creator named Grenader Jay. He was doing a charity event for the Marine Humane Society where he lived, and in 3 days they raised, I think it was like $89,000.
My God.
That's insane. And this is from a channel that's pulling like anywhere from five to 1,000 people,
Yeah.
500 to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That right there showed me that this community pulls together better than any community I've ever seen. So that right there drew me into wanting to watch this more often, and I thought, I was like, hey, why not try it? What's the worst that could happen? If I suck at it, I'll do it for a couple months and then I'll stop. Whatever. But here we are.
So you tried it for a few months, decided you really liked it, and now you're here, and now you're here forever. You can never
The
leave us.
statistic is that most streamers, if you can make it past 90 days, you've already beaten out 80% of all the competition that started at the same time as you.
That's true.
90 days.
That's true, because there's
3 months. It's not hard.
There are so many people out there that want to be streamers, and I think that they want that instantaneous thing, and we keep going back to it's a grind. It's a daily grind, and it's a repetitive thing. So you really do have to love it, and you have to put your time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, if you guys take anything out of this today, just realize that this takes work. So make sure that this is the thing that you want to do.
Yep, because if you don't love it, people are going to see it. People can tell a streamer that doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And they won't want to be there either.
And I mean, you yourself, have you ever been to that point, like frustrated or just needed a break for a little bit, sort of deal? Or
as far as taking a break, yeah, there's been times that I've had to take like a day or two off, and then I get back at it. But those are normally just because I'm like purely exhausted, not because I don't want to do it anymore, but because I'm too tired to continue to put out quality.
And that right there, guys, is a sign of somebody who's on a mission. You go until complete exhaustion. I've done that quite a few times in my life, and I still do it. And when somebody's pushing that hard that they go until they can't go any further, they're gonna succeed. There's no question about it.
There's a comment in my chat which is kind of funny because it's not wrong. It said a poster ninja also helps beat out competition. That's fair. It does. I got lucky. Needle in a haystack. Shit happens.
True. And we'll talk about that here in like 2 or 3 more questions, I think. That was one of the things that I really wanted to talk about. But so as far as you and your channel, everybody who's involved in the Alpha's Army community, everybody who follows you and watches you on the regular, man, what are your goals? I know obviously we can't really talk about the small-term goal of being affiliated because you're already there, but what kind of short-term stuff you have going on, and what's your plan for the long haul, man?
Okay, short term. Honestly, just to continually grow consistent viewership.
Nice.
Constantly gain about anywhere from 2 to 3 consistent viewers per stream each month is more or less what my short-term goal is. By TwitchCon, I'm hoping to have a concurrent of like 80 to 100 subs by TwitchCon. That would be cool, like a consistent 80 to 100 in that general area, which I think is completely doable. Long term, obviously, partnership and to continually grow my community and help other people with gaining affiliate and any information they need. Anyone that knows me knows that I am completely willing to give anyone the knowledge that I have. Like, I have no problem sharing.
That is absolutely true. I mean, I know we've bounced ideas back and forth, a million times, and you've always been more than willing to be helpful and offer some really, really great advice. And you've taught me stuff that I had no clue about or just didn't know, and hopefully I've done the same. But I know a lot of my other friends who watch you and who reach out and talk to you. You've never told anybody no. You've always been there and had your hand out and said, here you go, man. Absolutely, here's the info, take it. And that's really cool. That's a sign of not just a good person, but a good heart and a good soul. So I think a lot of people will gravitate toward people who actually are just real human beings who care and care about their viewers. And I think that's a pretty good sign of that, I'd say. But um, and let's skip a couple of questions and we'll talk about that big raid. So right around the time when I started watching you was I think probably a week before it happened. I'll let you talk more into it, but what's this big deal that everybody's talking about with you? What is this?
Okay, so it would have been a little over 4 months ago now. Received a 101,000 person raid from Ninja. It was a literal needle in a haystack. He scrolled through almost like 10 or 11 scrolls on the directory for Fortnite. Literal needle in a haystack. The funny thing about that is, earlier that day, I had been talking to the guys I was playing with, and so I was like, oh, how funny would it be if this happened? And I was like, yeah, but that will never happen to me. Yeah, no way in hell. I was literally about to get off for the night. Like I was probably like 2 or 3 games of Fortnite left in my day, and then I was gonna hop off. And then, boom, that happened. I was on till like 5 in the morning, and basically it completely changed everything as far as streaming goes for me.
So did that I remember watching when it happened, and to be honest, I was watching you stream and I was getting tired too and all that, you know, and I was just kind of sitting here watching and doing my thing, and I remember it coming up across the screen, and I saw that, and I did one of those little like squinty eye things, and I was just like,
yeah,
holy crap, man. Like,
same.
that's
I thought someone had hacked my computer and was messing with me. So imagine what happened. It crashed my Streamlabs. Like my chatbot crashed it, completely gone. I couldn't see anything in chat.
yeah.
I gained a lot of. I gained like 4 or 5 mods that night because we had to shut chat down because of stuff that was going on. People posting things they shouldn't, so on and so forth. It was a very interesting experience that night. A lot of love, received a lot of hate. But a lot of love. By the time we got the control, like the chat under control and everything, the only people that stuck around were a lot of the people I still see today. So that's kind of a cool thing.
And I think you're sitting at what, like 12,000 followers, like right under it?
Just under it.
And yeah, out of those basically 12,000 followers, you know, how many of them have been there from the start, have stuck through it, and are still here?
There's probably a good group of about 50 of them that like kind of rotate in and out, that show up here and there. They're almost never all in there at the same time, but it happens randomly.
Sure.
So, like, okay, so a little bit of like what happened after the raid. The weeks coming to it, I had to kind of figure out my streaming schedule a little bit better because I actually had to be on more. Because that's another thing. Find a schedule and try your best to stick to it, because when it comes down to it, if you're not consistent, neither will be the people that are there. People plan their day around when they're going to be doing certain things, who they're going to watch, yada, yada, yada. Because when it comes down to it, more people watch streams than they watch TV now.
That's true.
All that stuff's on. TV's on a schedule. They can go look at a directory and say, oh, this show's showing up at this time. They can go through. If you have a consistent schedule and you're consistent with it, they're like, hey, there's this streamer at this time. I'm going to go say hi. It helps. All the way up through there, I realized that my viewership and the people that were around really was kind of based on when Ninja was running around. Literally, I would go anywhere from 5 to 10 viewers whenever he was streaming, to 50 to 200 whenever he was off. That happened for almost 2 to 3 weeks, so on and so forth. Obviously, there's some fall off here and there with viewership, followers, and all that kind of stuff that people don't really seem to get, it seems. With any big occurrence, you can even find streams that got like a 200-person host, receive 40 followers right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Within a couple of days, you start seeing the numbers drop as far as the amount of followers they have. That happens across the board. Now, you imagine 101,000 people coming into a channel, everyone following. I was up to almost 15,000. We're down under 12. So I'm still experiencing the fall. This is 4 months after.
Dang.
So there's a lot more to the situation than that one night, that one moment.
I mean, I'll be honest. I watched all your stuff after that happened too, and it was a big thing for a very very long time, and yeah, even I got yeah I was a little annoyed after a long time of just seeing people like, so how was that raid? How was that raid? How was that raid?
Yes.
A million times over, and it's like, dude, it's just watch the stream, let him do his thing. It was great, it was awesome. It was awesome. How would you feel if it happened to you, sort of thing. But
Yep.
everybody talks about how awesome that part is, and it is, man. It is fantastic. I'm happy for you, and obviously, we know that's like the winning lottery ticket, sort of thing.
Yep.
I think what people don't see is on the other side is what you just talked about, is like that
Mhm.
that fall off, um, after the initial explosion of people, is that it just gradually just keeps falling off, and it
Yes, which that can be very honestly, watching it go down can be kind of detrimental to yourself. Okay, so on my channel, I had a follower goal that had my all-time followers and everything, and then what the goal was. For every one follow I was gaining, I was losing four because of people unfollowing here and there across the board. Which that really, for a little while, messed with me. Like, I'll be completely honest, like it legitimately got in my head. I was like, wow, like I thought I was doing so well, but this keeps going down. So I made some changes. I now no longer do all time. I do it all stream based. So basically, say I do 2 streams in one day. One stream, I get 10 new followers and 5 new subs, whatever. That is what shows up in my overlay now. Next stream starts, it starts over, back at 0. So if I gain 5 new followers, it's 5 new followers for that stream. So it started helping me mentally be in a better place because I am seeing growth. I am seeing the new stuff come in. As old things are falling off, yes, it's happening, but it's not right in front of me all the time.
Yeah, and that's a really unique situation anyway. It's hard to speak about, for lack of better words, as normal people who didn't have that happen. Something like that happened to them. But I think I think it helps that you have that alternative perspective, is that you can see the extreme side of things. We're seeing that happen. You're seeing this immense, I guess, damage fall off. And it's just gradually happening all the time. And like you said, it can really damage and really mess with you. But we see that from time to time with like 1 or 2 people here and there,
Yes.
and not not 100 or 200. And like I can't imagine sitting there looking at that and being like, oh my god, I had 20,000 followers, now I'm down to 18,000. Oh my god, I'd panic. And you handled it well, man. You handled it like a trooper.
Bionics is a good question. When do I think it'll level out and I'll start losing followers? I don't know. Honestly, I thought it would happen faster. I thought I'd already be back down below 10,000 at this point. Way below that. We thought, me and Charlie, who's my girlfriend, talked about it whenever everything happened the day after. We knew the fall off was going to happen. We knew for a fact that it would happen because it always does on every channel you ever see that this happens to. There's always a fall off for small channels. I expected within the first 2 weeks to drop down to at least 7,000.
And speaking of Charlie, when the raid happened and all that, I know that you really pushed really really hard to take advantage of that as much as you possibly could by streaming as much as you possibly could. Um,
For almost 2 months, I don't remember a day off.
did that? I mean, did it conflict with your personal life a lot, or I mean, what happened there, man?
There was definitely some sacrifice. That is a guarantee on that. She was extremely supportive. She has been since I started. She's actually the reason I started streaming. I always liked playing video games, and I had stuff to do it. And she looked at me and said, "If you're gonna play, you're gonna stream."
Are you not going to get some more pizza?
So I started streaming, and so whenever all this happened, she really did take the time to support, help me deal with the stress and making sure I had food and everything. She's been there for me on every front.
That's awesome, man. That's somebody to have in your corner for sure.
Yes.
I feel like my wife would do that too, because she's awesome too. But funny as it is, her name isn't Charlie though. Her name's Alexa. So there's something we don't have in common. guess you have an iPhone too? Is that?
Yes, I do.
And look at that.
Here's something I want to look at for some people to realize.
Of course.
Today, whenever I woke up, here's like just some like real time numbers for you. I woke up with 11,945 followers. Guess what I'm at right now? 11,906. Like that is the reality of what I look at on a daily basis. I don't look at it though anymore. That was what I did for months though, because for some reason I thought, oh, maybe it'll stop today. No.
It's never gonna stop.
It probably won't, to be completely honest. I don't expect it to stop anytime soon, but at the same time, I don't let that go down anymore. You want to know why? Because taking things day by day, going forward, basing it off of my current growth. The new people that are consistently showing back up in my stream, they are what matters, not the people that were there that followed 4 months ago that are no longer showing up. They're gone. They don't matter anymore.
Yeah. And I can imagine the fall off and all of that stuff that Ninja has to go through with all that every day. You know, it's let alone I can't really imagine what you're going through with that. But you know, to find somebody who has millions and millions of followers, who I can't fathom in my head losing 40,000 subscribers in one day in a 24-hour period, and how detrimental that would be. I would freak out. I would freak the hell out, and I'd just be like, "Oh my god, my life is over," sort of thing. Like I'd go down that spiral for a little bit, you know. But we'll give you a second here. I'll allude to what's going on with the channel here, and we'll get back into a couple more questions. And,
Okay.
you know, we'll do that whole bit. But you guys, thanks for tuning in. This is the episode 2 of the Laxx show. This is just another additional thing I want to get back to my own community, which I call the Winner Circle. I named it that just because, you know, there is no failure in my eyes. All I want to do is win. And I want you guys to be a part of that. I want you guys to share with that, you know, all of that with me too. But I designed my community all around this kind of stuff, and broadcasting, and you know, doing these kind of interviews and helping people learn a thing or two, and hopefully help them out with their own streams, with their own communities, with their social networking problems that they're having, or just trying to figure it all out. You know, it's all to give back to the crowd. We're all winners here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Oh, it's coffee milk.
But again, guys, I am here with Alpha's Army. He's a good dude. He's a great streamer. You can see his Twitter tag right underneath his name there, at Alpha's Army. Make sure you guys go send him a follow. Put something out on your social media that you're checking out the Laxx cast. Again, the more people who see this, the more people we can help down the road. So thank you guys for that, and stay tuned here because I have a little bit of a surprise for you guys too. I want to show you guys something that's coming up. But let's get back into the last couple things here and learn a little bit more about Alpha's and what he's doing and where he's going. But Alpha, with your stream specifically, man, I'm sure there are a whole lot of other attachments that come along with having 100,000 viewer raid host. You know, Twitch is going to notice the number. You know, people are going to notice the numbers. People are going to see the growth.
Yeah. People
are going to think things, and I'm very well aware how that works. But along with that growth comes, you know, you'll have offers, you'll have sponsorships, you'll have affiliate programs, and various things that Twitch allows us to do. Do you have any of those going on, or anything up your sleeve, or what have you got going on there?
As of right now, the only one that I have pursued and actually thought was a good idea, which it ended up being a great idea, would be Brave and Bearded. They are an amazing company based out of Canada. They supply anything beard related. So I thought it made sense. Alpha's Army 10, if you order anything, get 10% off. Just saying.
Hey.
It's a great thing. Like, honestly, they're a great company.
The duo. Hi, Kira. And it's how do they find it? What's the website, or where can they find them on, like, Twitter, or where?
Braveandbearded.com is the website, and then Brave and Bearded is where they're at on every social media. including Instagram, which that's the cool thing about this company. No joke. The guy started this company because he got fired from his job because he wouldn't shave his beard. Yeah, so he started posting cool pics of guys with beards and stuff like that on Instagram, and it just blew up. And he built a branding out of it and made a company.
That's dedication to the beard, man.
Yeah, like that's awesome. I freaking love it.
I don't know if I'd have that kind of beardication, but I don't know. I might. I love my beard. I really do. But I've checked out Brave and Bearded. You sent me there to the website not too long ago, and I checked it out. And guys, honestly, their stuff is really cool. They've got a lot of really, and you know, they're, of course it's literally a beard company. So there's like combs and brushes and oils and everything that you need for your general beard care every day. But the stuff that they have is really, really, really cool stuff.
It's good quality as well.
Stop yelling, buddy. I don't know what he's screaming. What was he saying?
What do you think he's saying?
I'm not certain.
Probably something about poop, I'm sure.
Look at my poop!
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
It's awesome. Love it.
Life of having a 4-year-old, man. So,
Happens.
yeah.
Not for me. I don't have kids,
Right.
but it happens.
It happens. If you ever do, look forward to that one where your kid's telling you to come look at his poop. So, but again, guys, yeah, it's Brave and Bearded. Go check it out, and the discount code is, you said Alpha's Army 10.
Yep. It gets you 10% off the entire purchase. They ship free shipping to anywhere in Canada and the United
Nice. Free shipping to Canada is tough to do.
Well, it's based in Canada. So
True, you did say that. I wonder how they do the shipping to like Australia. I have some friends who are in Australia and like the UK and stuff, and I wonder if they might work something out that way.
I know that they have plans to make it to where it's free shipping like globally. That is one thing they have told me that they are working on. So
Awesome.
they want to, but there's no telling if it'll actually happen or not, because that is free shipping across the world. That's insane.
Yeah, that's very, very hard to do. I can tell you
Yeah.
from a business perspective of my own, that's incredibly hard to do, and that takes a lot of work. And that's one of those where you'd be willing to you'd rather stick a knife in your eyeball sort of thing.
Yeah.
But thanks for posting the website, Griff. And again, guys, it's bravenbearded.com. And if you want that discount code, the discount code is Alpha's Army 10. What about Japan? I don't know. I've got a couple friends in Japan too, so I'm not sure. But once they go worldwide with the shipping, like the free shipping stuff, I'm sure they'll announce it. And I would say just keep checking in and keep up to date with everything they're doing. But we'll wrap it up a little bit here, man. We talked about who you are, what you're doing, what you're getting into, where you want to go. But what's up the sleeve of Alpha's Army? What do you got planned, man? Anything new you want to tell anybody? Any new plans in the works?
Well, as you know, sub icons have came out, so I'm working on getting those.
Mm-hmm.
New emotes. I'm trying to get tier 2, tier 3. That's just a matter of I already have the artist picked out and I've got the order made. I just have to get the funds together to do it.
Sure.
And then I am planning something for I'm looking to possibly do something for my affiliate year date to kind of change up the stream as far as overlays and stuff like that. There's a possibility of that, to kind of do a complete remakeover of it. So it should be could be cool. We'll just have to see how everything plays out. And then I'm trying my best to go to TwitchCon.
Is that a for sure thing yet, or is it still in the works? Or
it's still in the works, but as far as getting things in line, they're starting to fall into place.
nice.
So I'm starting off by getting the room and flights booked, and then I'll do my ticket for TwitchCon probably the last minute.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that too. And mine at the beginning of the year, I was like, yeah, it's definitely possible, but I don't even think for me I'm going to be able to go this year. I am going to go. I don't care when it is. It's going to happen.
Yeah, if I don't get to go this year, I'm going to start saving whatever I already have saved and go next year. So that is how that will work.
What's up his sleeve? Probably his arm. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, yeah, my arm. Good call.
So,
Good call.
are you willing to maybe take a few fielded questions from chat at all? I think a couple guys had a couple
Definitely, yeah.
questions they wanted to ask. I know Griff said he had a couple questions he wanted to ask, and I think there may have been one more that had a few. But we can kind of fill the space in. But later on, guys, just to fill you in too, um, I really like doing the broadcasting side of the streaming too, and like doing the IRL stuff. Um, but basically, after this is posted on the VOD, you have to wait 24 hours with Twitch. It's part of the rules and all of
Yeah.
that. I'm going to transpose the audio, and I'm going to take the audio and put it into one of the many podcasting websites available and start to work that route
Do it
too.
there, YouTube. Another good platform, Spotify. They're
True.
hard to get into though because you have to get a hold of them, and then an actual person has to look through and give you the go ahead to start posting there.
Sounds
But
like you looked into that too.
Professor Broman, he does his podcast. He has like 51 episodes on there. I watched all of it in 3 days because my job's 12 hours.
Yeah.
Spotify's amazing. It's
Yep.
where I do most of my content consumption as far as podcast during work and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I get to do at work all day too. Is I just turn on Spotify, plug in the headphones, and I just get to work all day, and
Yep.
it makes it really really nice. I really need to get another pair of wireless headphones because the ones that I have, we're not supposed to have them, but the ones that I have only last like 2 hours, so I gotta get a new pair, and then I can start doing stuff like that. Because it's a good opportunity to learn, and any free time that I get like that, I'm usually not listening to music on the radio. Like on my drive to work, I'm listening to podcasts and I'm listening to other streamers talk about things that work for them. And
Yep.
I should post the podcasts on YouTube. I'm thinking about that too. And there's Fisher. Hey, Fisher. What's going on? Speaking of YouTube, there we go.
Hey.
Nice. Good deal. I know you've got a little bit of streaming left to do, I'm sure. And oh my god, it's already 9 o'clock.
It's only 8 o'clock for me, so I'm not worried about nothing.
Right? Well, I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning, so
Oof.
that's my thing. So
Oh.
that's all right. I'm not worried about that. And we pretty much covered everything. I
We
mean,
covered a lot.
we did. I mean, is there anything else that you would want to talk about? Anything you want to bring up? Any last words you want to leave people with?
Word to the wise for people that are just viewers, people that don't really stream or anything, but they love going into streams and being there. Say hello. Because I can tell you this, as someone that kind of like the aftermath of what happened to me, anxiety and stress and everything was at an all-time high because of stuff off stream, stuff on stream, all that kind of stuff. Streaming's an emotional roller coaster for some people. Saying hello and just being a genuinely good person in the chat does worlds for streamers. The majority of streamers, they really do they thrive off that interaction with people. So say hello. That's all I'm asking.
And add on to that, Griff says, say hello every 6 minutes, because as we know, Twitch changed that rule
Yep.
to where you can't be a lurker for an hour. So
Yeah.
you now have to chat every 6 minutes or you're not counted as a viewer, and the viewer
Feel
counts.
bad.
So if you're going to say hello every 6 minutes.
Every
Make
6
sure you
minutes
do.
on the dot, set a timer, do something, create a robot to type out hello and press enter. Just say hello.
People are going to find a clever way to make a macro that just is on a timer.
One button. Hello.
It's just on an auto timer. Every 5 minutes and like 59 seconds, it just types, hey. Just stuck at work. Yeah, I'm going to be feeling that one tomorrow. I'm totally right there with you. But guys, I think that as long as Alphas is good with all of this, I think I'm good, and we're going to try to wrap it up a little bit here. This was really really great for Laxx Cast number 2. How'd you feel about it, Alphas? Sounded pretty good.
It went really well. I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I know you took an hour of your time out to do this and help me and help everybody else. So thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But it'll, it'll be important later. This is a good start of
definitely.
things, and
Say 2 years from now, you and me will look back on this top of this, and we'll be like, "Hey, remember that?"
yeah. Hey, remember that interview thing that we did? We set up that started off a really cool thing and a domino effect, and look what happened. Um, Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here, you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all just checking out and hanging out. Laxx asked all the questions I had except the most important one. Oh god, and that's Griff saying
Oh
that.
gosh, here we go. He's probably gonna be like, "Are y'all brothers?" Dun, dun, dun. No.
I have a feeling of what kind of question he's going to ask, but I'm not going to. Let's hear what he has to say about that. He says, "Who's the best mod?"
Milo.
Oh, Milo is a pretty good mod.
I mean, Milo's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
I mean, good call. Good. I would say Nightbot and Bot are pretty good mods. They're always in my channel. They're really good about that. I have to say, top-notch mods there. They never leave.
Vale says, "Are you sure it'll be remember this instead of this is all your fault?"
This is all your fault.
That's a possibility.
From my chat, whose beard is better? Laxx's beard is better right now. That's a definite. He's got me.
Oh man, but look at yours though. It's so like etched out and like faded. It's beautiful, man. Mine's just like bushy and big, and
I had to do this for job interviews. It's the only reason I did it.
Understandable. Jenny, thank you for that host. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great. Hope you have a great IRL. It's been wonderful. It's been great. Alpha is a wonderful guest. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're here too. We have a lot of plans out of the works, and while he's here and while everybody's here, I did tell you guys earlier that I had yet another surprise to bring to the table for you all. But some of you have talked to me about it. I talked to you about it last night, and I talked to Alpha as he saw a little bit more in depth today, and some like 2 other people did. But I really, as you guys know, I love coffee. I love all things coffee. There's actually some right there in the background. You can see those little bags right there that I got from Faith as a gift, and I appreciate it. Again, thank you, Faith. But I love coffee and everything about it. So much to the point that I know that it's a very lucrative business, and it's something that I want to partake in. So I'm designing currently the business plans to create my own. The name of which is going to be called the Bearded Bean Coffee Company.
I love the name. Great name.
You can't. I can't imagine why I picked it.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to buy in on this stuff because I already got the Brave and Bearded beard products, and now I need the Bearded Bean.
And you see now,
Yes.
now these guys are kind of seeing the route that we're kind of going, because eventually, what's going to happen is if as long as I can secure the sales and grow the company enough, I'll be able to sponsor people primarily in gaming, and primarily I think one of the requirements is going to be, obviously with the Bearded Bean you have to have a beard, but I doubt it.
Definitely, it has to happen that way. It's just how it works.
I don't think so. I don't want to limit. I want to keep the options on the table. And
Hey, I'm just saying. I know plenty of females that don't have beards, but if they were males, they would, because they're that badass.
There are also
They take
plenty
a
of
real
people.
badass to grow a beard. Let's be honest.
That's true, and there are also plenty of people who just love beards in general, even though they can't grow
That's
one.
fair.
That I think they would support the cause. But the really cool thing is that I designed the logo, and I think it's done. I really think it's done. Alpha saw.
I like the logo. It looks good.
It's clever, all right. You gotta admit,
It
it's
really
clever.
is. It really is clever.
It took me like 2
I mean,
weeks to think of
if
that.
you want, I can pull it up on my Discord real quick, and they can see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. That'd be really helpful.
Let's see if I can, because I can make it to where you see my screen.
Yeah, you'll have to do the turn on the screen share. Just as a little caveat, make sure there's not anything you don't want people to see, any plans and
No,
special ideas and stuff. Don't release Moosh! Look at that, you guys.
That is it right there.
That is the Bearded Bean Coffee Company. Look at that beautiful logo, you guys. Ah, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And now that it's out here, I can put it out on social media and I can put it up in the Discord for you guys to check out. Beautiful. It looks so good on a computer, man.
It does. Great.
But that's something that's currently in the works, and obviously Alphas is going to get more involved with that, even though for his own reasons he thinks he's going to be limited, but he's not. So that's
that's good to know.
But he'll have a hand in that too, and we're going to partake on some. It's going to be a really good thing, and actually today, from what I understood, I talked to Captain Mia today, and he mentioned he talked to a sergeant who approved us to be able to get our first batch into his base, which is really, really cool. So thank you for that, Captain. That's
gonna be cool.
That's gonna be where the very first immediate sale is gonna go. Is right there. So everything's coming up, Millhouse, please. You want to help too? Of course you can help. But that's the idea. The idea with the coffee is obviously be able to have coffee. I want to have different blends. I want to be able to offer simple packs, packages, K cups.
Give me a good dark roast and some sugar, and I'll be good.
Boom. There you go. But aside from that, we'll have merch, and like I said, we'll eventually be able to do more things down the road, as far as like sponsoring people and throwing out discount codes for people who are sponsored and actually being able to sponsor people, which is something that I really want to do to avoid the people who call themselves sponsors. And we won't go down that road. Well, that'll be a stream for another day. Need more
I think that could actually be a good topic. The difference between a partnership and a honestly, there's affiliation with them, and then there's a partnership with them. Like that could be a good contact, like a good premise for a show sometime.
Yeah, like what's the difference between partners, sponsors, and affiliates? There are big differences, and there are people who I think misconstrue the finer details of what they do, and I think they take advantage of people, and they're all over social media. But I've had that conversation before, but I think it's about due again. Maybe we'll do that for Laxx Cast number 3. I don't know, but
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Laxx Cast number 2 was awesome. Thanks to Alpha's Army, and again, you guys make sure you go follow him. You can see his Twitter handle down there at Alpha's Army underneath his name there. And again, Alpha, if you don't mind, why don't you shout out your social media again to anybody who's coming in?
Alpha's Army on everything except for Instagram. It's Alpha's Army on Twitch. So find me everywhere. I'm there.
There you go.
Including Facebook. I'm there as well.
So, guys, I think what I'm going to have us do is we're going to probably do these. I think Saturday evening might be a good time for that. Maybe Sunday. I think we'll do these. We're going to try to do these once a week. So for those of you who are watching, send out a tweet with the hashtag LaxxCast up there on the top of the screen, and do me a really, really big favor. And I'm not just doing this just to fluff my hashtag, but tell me who you think we should get in for the next LaxxCast coming up this week for number 3. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your suggestions. And I have some ideas for a few people, and I'm going to plug them too, and we're going to search around and find a few. But we'll see what we can do for number 3. But thank you guys for being here, Alphas. Thank you again very much for your time. I know it's important, it's very valuable, but it means a lot to me, so thank you for that. Chat, as always, I appreciate it. You guys, you can always find me. You can see my handle is at the Real Laxx TV. You can find me at the Real Laxx pretty much on everything: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, everywhere. So if you're not following any of that, there you go. Twitch.tv/Alpha's Army is how you get to his Twitch. Damn, the dark roast that I can't have. Dark roast is the best roast. right?
It is. It is the best.
It's that punch that it's motor oil. You know, that's how I like my coffee, black. That's it.
Yeah, same with just a little bit of sugar.
Like maybe like a light pinch I can deal with, but I've seen people put in like 2 spoonfuls, and I'm just like, blech, just ruin the
And
whole
now,
thing. But
I don't want a little bit, just a little, not a lot.
but guys, I have got to eat this pizza. I'm sitting here staring at it, and I wasn't going to eat it on stream, and I was really tempted to. So my self-control is top notch right now. So I'm going to go do that, and we're going to let Alphas, take you guys back to some Fortnite. He's going to go dominate like he always does. That guy, I tell him all the time he's a master builder, and he just laughs it off like he's not, but he is.
I'm not. I could be better. I could be a lot better.
You guys get over there and watch him. He builds. I don't know how he does it. He's a builder master. He's a builder pro, literally. That's why they made a name.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send you all off with that. Laxcast number 2 was awesome. Let's start playing on Laxcast number 3. I have to be able to say it first. But guys, chat, thank you. Alphas, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, definitely. I'll see you later, man.
All right, see you, buddy. And chat, I'm gonna send you off to somebody here in a minute. Boosh. Whoa, I'm really big. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fix that. How do I go small screen? Oh my gosh. There we go. It's still not working. Are you kidding me? That's okay. We're at the end of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to move that right down there and out of the way, but I'm going to find somebody to send you guys off to. Chat, do you guys have any suggestions on who you want to watch? Who should we rate host? Huh. Okay. That's not creepy. It's not creepy at all.
Never told him.
It's not creepy at all. We're going to send a raid off to... Actually, you know what? We're going to send Alpha that one because he's on now. And guys, I will see you later.